Have you ever desired true power? Perhaps the ability to snap your fingers and evaporate half of a planet's population? Well, I've tasted that power. And today I'll teach you how to become your very own perfectly balanced Thanos of death. So, welcome to Total War Warhammer 3 with the brand new Immortal Empires update. It is possibly one of the best simulators of average British life. I mean, it features the Chaos Wastes of Swindon and the Lizard Men of London. Truly a brilliant game. So, how do we destroy all of the balance and truly cheese it? Well, say hello to Big Daddy Horse Thanos. It's Kohlek the Sun Eater, ladies and gentlemen. And similar to myself, he is empowered by hype. For each vassal he has, his armor, weapon strength, and mass is increased by 5%. Now, I of course class each of you, my subscribers, as my vassals, so you can probably imagine how much armor I have, and dear God, how much mass I hold. I think if we hit 10 million subscribers, I'd just collapse in on myself and become a black hole. But anyway, let's dive into this game and explain how we can break it. Now, in the old Warhammer, when you could play as Kohlek Sun Eater, he wasn't exactly the best. His abilities were pretty weak, but now he's quite possibly the strongest character in the entire game, because unlike pretty much every faction in this game, this dude has scalability, meaning the longer you play as him, the faster and more powerful he gets, and because all of his abilities scale as a percentage, this man can eventually turn himself into a nuclear bomb, where just by merely breezing past an enemy commander, he can instantly combust them. Now, of course, for us, his greatest ability is the fact that every time we pick up a vassal, his stats are increased. But the advantage of us playing Immortal Empires is that his opportunities to get vassals have massively increased. This map is huge, like, it is absolutely absurd how big this map is. The computer can't even handle it when I zoom out all of the way, so there are literally a million opportunities for us to vassalize people, and as the Chaos faction, we can pretty much vassalize every single one of them, and every time we do, we become more powerful, making vassalization all the more easier. Now, to demonstrate just how absurdly powerful this is, we can immediately actually pick up our first vassal on turn 1 by just sidestepping this starting army here, swinging straight into the challenge stone. We can just auto-resolve this bad boy, and immediately vassalize this AI faction to the north that is tied to this dark fortress. So, wabam, we've picked up our first vassal, and that means immediately Kohlek Sun Eater has become slightly more powerful. As we can see, his armor is now up to 100, and his weapon strength, oh, that's increased slightly. But that's just one vassal, ladies and gentlemen. We can do better. And so, next turn, we're going to wipe out this AI army and then head over here and probably turn this ogre faction here also into our second vassal. Our goal is not to build a big empire. Our goal is not to rule the world. Our goal, very simply, is to turn Kohlek into a one-man army, whereby we don't need any other units. We can just send him in to deal with any army and the dude will just evaporate them. So, let our adventures begin. Make sure you've got a nice warm cup of tea in hand, ladies and gentlemen, because this is gonna get saucy. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's turn 5 and Kohlek the Sun Eater is rank 4, which means he's more powerful. Now, we're pretty much just plowing all of our bonuses down this yellow tree because this makes him far more powerful, gives him more health, but we've actually picked up one very, very, very stupidly powerful item really early, and it's absolutely stupid. Literally last turn in a battle, we've managed to pick up the Crown of Everlasting Conquest. It's not necessarily a fantastic enchantment, it's not horrifically overpowered, but on Kohlek Sun Eater, it is. Basically now, permanently, as soon as he gets into a battle, the dude is going to be healing constantly to 0.2% of his HP, and this guy can have an incredibly high pool of hit points. We can just put him in combat, and even if anyone is able to do damage to him, which would be a challenge considering how high his armor is getting, we're going to hopefully be able to just absurdly out-heal it. Also, yes, we have picked up our second vassal. These lovely ogres have joined us, and, well, I say joined us, we kind of forced them into joining us, but they now work for us, they'll defend our lands, they'll give us money, but most importantly, they buff Kohlek. Now, I've decided I'm just going to keep heading east in towards Cafe because, well, there's another dark fortress site here, and there's lands for some of my tribes, and I imagine, heck, there's probably a few more vassals to be made out over here. So let the adventure begin of the mighty Kohlek Sun Eater. Alright, welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's turn 9, and we're going to make ourselves a brand new vassal. That's right. Kohlek Sun Eater is laying siege to the Bloodwind Keep, and this is where we're going to be able to, well, just absolutely evaporate them. Now, you will see that the AI says this is a valiant defeat. It is not going to be a valiant defeat. Kohlek Sun Eater can pretty much solo any and all armies, so that's exactly what we're going to do. We're going to send him in, bash up the AI, and then get to vassalizing. If we can get up to 3 vassals by turn 10, that's an incredibly strong margin. Okay, so sadly I couldn't actually turn them into a vassal in the end. I mean, we won the battle, but alas, no vassal. And the reasoning is because the tribe was already vassalized by these dudes over here, who are one of the new chaos people. But luckily, of course, I've decided to do 2 birds with 1 stone by stealing their vassal and then making them my own vassal and then vassalizing the new chaos faction. And it all came into a glorious effect where last turn we just smashed their leader, which is great because this now means I can buff Kohlek even more. He's now up to rank 12, which is decent, but of course we can improve him some more. Most exciting was the fact that we were able to kill the Chaos Lord, which means that we've now gained an increase of 10% Winds of Magic and just flat 5 melee defense for our lovely Kohlek here, making him harder to hit in battle, which I suppose isn't the most important because the dude is going to be unstoppable anyway, but it's fine. Anyway, we're going to go vassalize these guys and buff him up some more. Alright, so it's turn 16 and we've now picked up our 3rd vassal. This is a lovely position to be in. Village the Curseling is now ours. He will fight for us and of course pay us for the privilege of being a vassal. But most exciting of all is we can now head over to the Dragon's Crossroad here and make a brand new vassal out of thin air. Oh, and Kohlek is also up to rank 14, meaning the dude is now even more powerful. His total max hit points are 7,550, which is just downright absurd. But still, with that one additional vassal now picked up, our armor is up to 129 and our weapon strength is 507. This means we are more resistant and dish out more damage. So the power train is now in full swing. So wabam, fantastic. We've liberated the Dragon's Crossroad and made a brand new vassal. That's right, it's turn 18 and we are on vassal number 4, meaning Kohlek Suneater is now up to 134 armor. Yep, this boy just keep buffing. Also, we're really getting into this lovely like top yellow track of buffing him. So we're going to be able to improve his weapon strength by 12% as well, turn him into a giant seismic shock, and then eventually turn him into the Suneater himself. The man is becoming unstoppable. For a big old horse Thanos dude with horns, he is absolutely glorious. But I have also noticed a very fun opportunity, and that is that the Iron Storm camp up here can also be vassalized. So all we have to do is go up there, kill them, and then that's vassal number 5. Although we do run into one slight issue, which is that pretty much the entirety of Cathay has now declared war on me, so guess I have to kill them as well? Turns out they're just not a fan of having a giant chaos dude ruin all of the lands to the north of them. I know, it's incredibly selfish. Okay, so turn 22 and a few things have happened. Very annoyingly, I captured the Dragon Gate, which was a real like mess of a fight, but we did it. Kohlek Suneater got buffed as a result. Dude's now ranked 21. And also he now has his unique weapon, which is absurdly powerful. But anyway, it's turn 22, we now have 5 vassals, so that means Kohlek's stats of armor and weapon strength are being buffed by 25%. This is getting absurdly powerful. The dude is fast becoming an absolute god. Okay, it's turn 26, and I felt that, you know what, I should probably show off what it's like fighting with Kohlek Suneater. So we're going to actually attack and murder this settlement here. Of course, if I were to auto-resolve here, it would be a victory, but it would apparently be a Pyrrhic victory and I'd lose like a huge amount of dudes. However, that's not really how it's going to go down. The game is also shouting at me for not having any siege equipment, but come on, who needs siege equipment when your body is the siege equipment? So it's time for me to do a glorious fight, whereby we're just going to effectively run at the walls of Cathay here. I mean, we will be very nice and blow up their towers, and then we'll just send in Kohlek to go and, well, he doesn't even have to breach the walls, because what we can do with him is we can just blow up the walls, with people still standing on top of them. It's perfectly balanced. Once again, who needs siege weaponry? They're completely redundant when you could just do this. Goodbye, peasants. Oh dear, poor peasant archers. Anyway, in comes Kohlek the Suneater. Now, Kohlek, once again, is just going to solo this entire fight for us. So we're going to buff him with speed, buff his base attack strength up to 1k, and then buff it some more up to 1.1k, and then just send him in to solo the enemy lord. There is absolutely nothing anyone can do to slow him down, because his mass is so strong, he just runs over people and sends the peasants flying. Anyway, here's the enemy lord. He's just lost half of his health because Kohlek shouted at him and then punched him with a hammer. He's not too happy and he's trying to run away whilst bleeding on the floor. Kohlek himself has taken 0 damage because whenever an arrow hits him, he is so resistant to the damage, he immediately heals it up. And wabam, the enemy lord is now dead. That is going to, of course, ever so slightly upset our enemies here. Anyway, time for us to charge into them whilst dropping down a little bit of lightning. And I think think we can also just blow up these Jade Warriors a bit. Anyway, in we go, Kohlek. Yes, there we go. Let's sizzle them up and just absolutely knacker some Jade Warriors. Oh my god. This has gone fantastically well. It has forced the Cathayans to ditch defending the walls entirely, and Kohlek is now just running around punching everyone. Dude is still yet to lose any life whatsoever. Right, we can pretty much just AFK at this point and just speed up the battle as Kohlek wails away on people because man cannot be stopped. Anyway, we don't even need to be bogged down by the melee troops. We can just deliberately rush the enemies here. Wabam will just charge into these Jade Warrior crossbowmen, and they're not going to do very well. No, they've pretty much just been evaporated in a blood splatter, so rest in peace to them. Still, once again, at maximum HP, he has now killed 200 people, is absolutely drenched in blood, and, well, is just kind of, you know, causing a little bit of a ruckus. Anyway, I think it's about time that we once again drop down another lightning strike, because this man is amazing. Oh, yep, that was a good one. Good job, Kohlek. He has so far done 20,000 damage. Absolutely lovely. Look at him go. Right, I feel that there's too many units down here that haven't done enough fighting. So these lovely Jade Warrior crossbowmen, yeah, we're just gonna trample through these boys who are never gonna be able to catch up to us and just go and kill them. And who cares that they're shooting us? We are still yet to drop below maximum HP. Anyway, come on, Kohlek, get your charge in. Let's go teach these crossbowmen the true meaning of punishment. Ah, lovely. Who knew every human was actually just an inbuilt blood fountain? And there we have it. Kohlek has single-handedly won the battle. Kohlek did 69,000 damage. Nice. Anyway, dude just soloed everything. That was a decisive victory. And as you can imagine, this is a very fast way to power level your dudes. Oh my god. Straight up 1,000 kills. Yep, you don't get to see that every day. But this isn't even anywhere near his final form. We could have so many more vassals. So that's exactly what we're going to aim for. Right, time for me to go mass murder Cathay. So, turn 37 and we're completely done with Cathay. They have been absolutely evaporated by our prowess and vassals. The only issue we have is an enemy has arrived. Archeon the Ever-Chosen here has decided to pillage and conquer and occupy and vassalize some tribes over here and has now declared war on us. His army isn't better than ours and Kohlek will be able to probably about 2 or 3 hit him, but we're very, very far away. So we are literally rushing Kohlek over to the other side of our empire. We're going to beat up Archeon, steal his vassals, and then vassalize him. That's the plan. And fantastic. Kohlek is dead, meaning we've actually stolen his trait, which is the Doomslayer here, meaning that Kohlek has now an extra 5% physical resistance and 10% spell resistance. That physical resistance is great. That's basically 5% less damage, which is absurd. We take 25% less physical damage and 60% less missile damage, which is really, really silly, especially considering just how much armor we already have. 159 is absurd, largely because we now also have an additional vassal here. So yes, turn 47 and we now have 6 vassals. And what we're going to do is dive deep into this territory and pick up another 2. Anyway, deeper into the world we go as we have a giant Sun Eater on a rampage.
6.5 hours later.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's turn 53 and Kohlek Sun Eater has defeated our glorious friends, known as the Warriors of Chaos. That's right, Archeon the Ever-Chosen is now our little vassal bitch. And of course, in turn, his vassal is now our vassal. I know that's just how it works. The results are, of course, fantastic. Kohlek is now up to 168 armor. His weapon strength is up to 835. It is getting rather absurd indeed. So we're off to collect, hopefully, another 2 vassals. And I'm thinking that, considering Norsca is probably a great place to pick up maybe another 2, maybe even 5 vassals, it makes sense for us to slap our way through the entirety of Kislev in order to do it. Now, Kislev only hold 3 regions, so wiping them out shouldn't be too bad, and we'll get a free vassal out of it. At the same time, I've got one of our other lords over here, Jorhul, and his job is going to be to subjugate the Dark Elves, who decided to, for some reason, feel as if they could rise up against us. I'm sorry, my friends, but just because you hold a few territories doesn't mean you're going to stand a chance against me. Meanwhile, we're going to have a 3rd army swing all the way down south to deal with this one province ogre kingdom that for some reason believes they stand a chance against us. So naturally, yes, that's going to be yet another vassal added to our mighty collection. But hey, we're off to go defeat Boris Ursus and also steal his glorious benefits. Right, well, the time is finally upon us. Boris Ursus has positioned himself inside of this territory and evidently wants a fight. The only problem is his army is comprised almost entirely of ranged units. I mean, I just don't really know what this build is that he's going for. I mean, it's fine because, well, Kohlek here will be able to soak up all of their ammunition and still be perfectly fine fighting shape, but but you know, it's just going to be a bit of a mess. So let's go attack Boris. Rest in peace, Boris. He's not going to have the greatest time. I mean, I know we can auto-resolve it, but if I auto-resolve it, Kohlek's going to get like 12 kills because the game's bugged out and he's so powerful now they just don't assign him kills and auto-resolves. So yes, we're going to do this manually. Well, here we are once more at a siege, and I think some magic is going to happen today as we unleash Kohlek the Sun Eater once more into the glorious world. And by that I mean watch as he destroys said glorious world. And oh wow, oh, this is the mighty army you've brought to defeat me? Well, I pity you, my friends, for this is not going to be enough at all. Still, in comes Kohlek himself. Let us go kill Boris Ursus. Let's even increase his power as well. Oh my goodness, his weapon strength is up to 1.2k. Come on, let's buff it up. There we go. Right, and swing at Boris. Boris is down to half health already, and he's rampaging now. Fantastic. Oh, Boris, my friend, you stand no chance. Kohlek can't even take damage. You think you can kill a god? How can you kill a god? Right, we'll even let off a little bit of lightning magic just to evaporate some horses. There you go. You're down to almost dead, and oh, there we go. He's still managing just to barely scrape on by. He's on 68 life. My goodness, goodbye, Boris. Rest in peace. Oh my goodness, and lovely Kohlek once again by himself, pretty much single-handedly capping the known universe. Now, of course, Kohlek is doing so great, and I mean, there's just pretty much no reason that we don't do this. I'm just gonna send him straight to the final cap circle because the dude can just solo cap the entire thing, so why not have him do exactly just that? He just does so much damage. Each hit is like 1,000 just plowed into the enemy. Oh my goodness, Kohlek, you magnificent bastard. There we go. We'll watch as he captures this final section of the map, and well, off he goes. The enemy has been defeated. Kohlek stands tall. A glorious, decisive victory. The auto-resolve would have you believe that this would be a close victory. It would be wrong. Kohlek is all we need to defeat an entire world. We only lost 6 units, ladies and gentlemen. Just 6. But actually, is this a brand new vassal we've just created? Yes, it is. My goodness, we've made a brand new friend. Say hello to Tong. Ah, Tong, you're our new vassal. Oh, you're going to be fantastic. With that means Kohlek's buffed again. He's up to 173 armor. Oh, yes, 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 yes. So there we go. A glorious fight. Now we must, of course, continue on south and finish off the rest of Kislev so that we can be certain they'll pose no threat to us at all. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. A few turns have passed, and Kohlek is now max level. The dude is level 50. He can no longer improve from this point on. But we have a few tasks for him today. Most importantly, the man is going to have to do something very important. He has to kill Frog. Upon killing Frog, he becomes even more powerful and harder to kill. We've already murdered quite a few people indeed, meaning that our physical resistance is up to 40% and our ward save is 26%, and on top of that, I mean, just our base stats are looking quite insane. So let us start this battle and send the legendary Kohlek directly into Frog at maximum speed. And of course, in order to buff him, we're going to send in a fire sorcerer who has the ability to give him an extra 30% damage. Alright, in comes Kohlek, the legendary buff boy. Or actually, wait, no, we can just buff him before we do this as well. Right, bam, let's buff up my boy. Let's even give him some extra melee defense. And now let me send my giant monstrosity in with all of the additional modifiers activated to give him 1.6k weapon strength. And Frog, my friend, there goes half your health. Perfectly balanced indeed. Oh my goodness, and look at poor Froggy. He has just been defeated, and with that, I think most of his army is now likely to crumble just because of the sheer prowess of our mighty Kohlek Sun Eater. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. Anyway, that's Frog defeated. Time to go vassalize him. Okay, well, ladies and gentlemen, here we have it. It's turn 83, and I do believe this should probably be the final turn of the game because we've broken it. This game is absolutely shredded, ladies and gentlemen. We have so much land, so much territory, but most importantly, so many vassals. Diplomatically speaking, we are by far the strongest empire in the entire game. Okay, in total, we have exactly 25 vassals currently, which is absurd. That means in total, we're getting plus 125% to our mass, to our weapon strength, and to our armor, which is why we are so damn stupidly powerful. So I think it's naturally time we unleash our giant, glorious Giga Commander on an enemy and watch as he gets as many kills as humanly possible. Right, here we are, ladies and gentlemen. It's the fight of a decade. It's going to be our commander versus around about 3,000 Tomb Kings, and he's going to have to solo the entire bloody lot. I'm going to put all of my troops into the corner and have them be nice nice and out of the way, so that way they don't get in the way of my glorious master plan of having Kohlek solo everything. So let the fun begin, and Kohlek, away you go, my friend. First up, it is Cetra the Imperishable, a absolutely immortal giant god with 7,400 hit points sat on top of what appears to be a giant bone monster. So naturally we're going to buff the ever-living hell out of ourselves, add even more buffs onto the stack, and we're bouncing up to almost just under 2,000 weapon strength on Kohlek. Kohlek, go straight through, my friend. You have the mass. You have the mass. You can do this. Cleave through. Come on, go for Cetra. And we're bam. Cetra takes a huge hit of several thousand to the face. Alright, and Kohlek is away. He now has quite a bit of work ahead of him, as he has to begin the process of soloing pretty much everything and everyone. Starting, of course, with Cetra, who is now down dead, and now we must simply punch a whole bunch of bony boys over and over again. Okay, Kohlek is doing really good. He's up to just under 400 kills at the moment. That is 37,000 total damage done. The boy is having a grand old happy time. The fact that he can just buff himself to get up to 1.6k weapon strength is absurd, and his mass being so big is just downright stupid. Yeah, this man is just an absolute meme fest. Alright, rather annoyingly, the AI did decide to bum rush me, but there's not much I could do to stop it. It's fine. I mean, it's not like my army's weak or anything. The army by itself could probably deal with these bone boys, but it's the glorious fact that Kohlek here gets to solo over 3,000 people that I personally enjoy. Oh, and I do believe, yep, that's the entirety of the battle. Well, apparently it was a close victory. I'm gonna put money on it not exactly being one, considering that Kohlek here got, yes, 84,000 damage done. I say, yep, he's done a good job. The boy has done a very good job indeed. He can solo entire armies and not lose pretty much any health at all. But there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. That is the adventures of Kohlek, the legendary meme boy himself, as he goes on glorious adventures around the world of Warhammer, smashing everything instantaneously. Now, he is absurdly powerful, and I strongly recommend that everyone gives him a go whilst he's in this completely and utterly broken state, because it is very entertaining indeed. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I've been the Spiffing Brit. If you've enjoyed today's video, then make sure to give it a like, and why not consider subscribing? Oh, that would be absolutely glorious indeed. And hey, if you sat there wondering what to watch next, look no further than this glorious video on screen now, hand chosen by myself to be absolutely perfect for you. Anyway, I'll see each and every one of you in the next one. Have a lovely day, and goodbye for now.